And the next event to bring you is the men's 400 meters individual medley. And, well, we've been really treated, or we were really treated at the beginning of the World Cup circuit this year with a couple of swimmers at the top of their tree in terms of the 400 meters individual medley. There's not such a strong field here. There's a couple of very big names swimming in this afternoon. But something of a two-horse race, I would suggest. Now, David Verraszto of Hungary there, he was 6th overall in 2011. So he could get amongst them and perhaps claim a place on the podium. But really, it's about this man here, Laszlo Cseh, the number 2, the world number 2 in this. And in a moment, you'll see Daiya Seto, the 18-year-old rising Japanese star. And he's the number 1. They keep swapping number 1 and number 2 spot. But in terms of when it matters in the finals, it's Daiya Seto who has taken gold on every occasion so far in each of the first 4 meets of the circuit this year. And Laszlo Cseh has taken 4 silver medals in those very same races. So there's Yannick Lebert. He was just outside the top 20 overall last year in this. And Rafael Stacchiotti from Luxembourg in 7th. And finally, it's Kevin Wedell, just 18 years of age. Swims for the club here in Berlin. And he's out in lane 8 and he makes up the numbers here to some extent, I would have thought. Some 4.5 seconds off the pace of the next fastest qualifier above him. So it was very close at the beginning between Cseh and Seto in the early meets, but well, Seto is just so commanding over this distance in the individual medley. So 4 laps of each stroke and they head off, for those of you who aren't familiar with this event, by beginning with the butterfly. And you can see in the yellow cap, that's Daiya Seto of Japan in your picture now, and he's already ahead. He's got a pretty strong breaststroke leg, and already there's over half a second between him and Laszlo Cseh. And after this, we have another couple of strokes which Daiya Seto particularly excels at. So with this lead already at this stage, I would suggest that well, Laszlo Cseh, with a very weak breaststroke, is going to find it difficult to get back into this. He's already over 1.5 seconds behind. And David Verraszto of Hungary, currently in bronze medal position. Well, I said earlier that Seto has been dominating this event of late. The last meet a few days ago now in Moscow, he won by nearly 5 seconds. That just goes to show how strong this young man is. And as you can see from the turn at the 150 mark, Cseh has made up some ground. He's perhaps realised that he can't leave it too late. And backstroke is something that he does have something in the armoury for, so he really comes back into it on that 25 metres there. And now right on the shoulder of Daiya Seto. Well, Seto was about a second slower on the front 200 of the Stockholm race that I mentioned earlier, but he freestyled home in a 55.8 compared to the 57s he'd made before. And he just blew by his personal best. And, well, Shea's putting in a good account for himself here. But this is a pretty strong leg for the Japanese 18-year-old. And he should start to make some space between himself and the Hungarian. Well, Laszlo Cseh picked up a bronze at the Olympics in the 200 individual medley and holds the 200 butterfly record. So really, he should have gone further ahead on the butterfly stroke because he has a better pedigree in that segment of this race. And as you can see, the gap between the two now has extended somewhat on the breaststroke. So it's about a length ahead now as they turn. 1.29 seconds the difference as they head into freestyle for the last 100 metres. And surely, unless something, well, catastrophic happens, Daiya Seto got another goal to add to his already groaning bag in terms of the weight of gold already in there. And that will be gold number 5 if he does manage it in the 400 metres individual medley. So at the 3:50 mark, it's 1.5 seconds between Seto and Cseh, and then Verraszto of Hungary currently in bronze medal position, and that is almost certainly how it will end, though Laszlo Cseh is really putting some effort into this final length, but really having left it too late. So that's how it will stay in the order I just stated. Daiya Seto, number 2 in the world, sorry, number 1 in the world, and he's number 1, and it's a World Cup record. So not only was it a scintillating finish and another goal to add to the sack, but he does so in emphatic style. 4:00.12, and well, he's already number 1 in the world in this, and just sending out a message there to a few swimmers, to a couple of American swimmers perhaps. 4:00.12. Now last year, Ryan Lochte was the fastest in the world with a 3:59.52, and he was the only sub-4-minute mark of the season. And Daiya Seto there came within just over 1/10 of a second of breaking that 4-minute barrier. There it is, 4:00.12, 4:01.42 for Cseh.